We are listening to the album Another Green World, an album recorded by Brian Eno and some of his very interesting musical friends. The album was recorded in 1975 after Eno published 2 albums of experimental glam rock. Another Green World is one of my favorite albums ever. It's my favorite Brian Eno album, and Eno called some of his close friends like Robert Fripp from King Crimson, like Phil Collins from Genesis, John Cale, the ex-Velvet Underground, among others. And he started to use a very uncommon strategy to make music. He used a deck of cards with some restrictions in order to stimulate the creativity of these first-class music players. The result is an album that doesn't sound like rock, that doesn't sound like nothing else, and an album in which Brian Eno starts to move away from singing. I think, and some other people think, that Another Green World is the first step towards the experimental phase of David Bowie when he went to Berlin to record the so-called Berlin Trilogy. Those albums called Heroes, Low, Heroes, and Lodger. And many people think, I do think, that Bowie was starting to think that he was going to make his own version of this type of albums, of this type of experimental music. He wanted also to sing less, but at the end Bowie was a singer. And he even called some of the players like Brian Eno, like Robert Fripp, to make this album, these 3 albums in Berlin. And a lot of people reacted really bad towards Another Green World because it was not rock, because Eno wasn't singing, and because they thought that the songs weren't even songs. Obviously, the songs doesn't have these traditional structures, these choruses. Some of them are even totally instrumental. So I understand why this angered some of the traditional Brian Eno fans. But at the same time, if you listen closely and in detail to Another Green World, you can understand better the experimental route rock music was taking, or pop music was taking, in the 70s. It was a couple of years after glam rock. It was in the middle of prog rock and punk rock. It was a little before the disco music fever, or the disco music fever era, if you want to call it that way. And Eno was really creating musical future in this crazy, ambitious, and amazing album.